Yes, okay, good morning, everyone. So we're on our uh, eighth exercise now for FRM 149, geospatial methods in forestry. For exercise 8, let's check our LMS. So for week 12, this is for week 12 now. Exercise 8 is more about basic suitability analysis using raster data. Concerning suitability analysis, suitability daw or site selection is a GIS process used to determine the appropriateness of a given area for a particular use. The basic premise of suitability analysis is that each aspect of the landscape has intrinsic characteristics that are in some degree either suitable or unsuitable for the activities being planned. Like for example, you're planning to establish a Falcata plantation somewhere in Agusan del Norte. And you have to use this suitability analysis just to know whether that particular area is suitable for growing Falcata given the parameters to be analyzed. Like for example, its elevation, its slope, its soil content, soil depth, and a lot more. Suitability is determined through systematic multi-factor analysis. So it involves more than one factors of the different aspects of the terrain. Suitability analysis can be performed either vector or a raster data, but is often performed using the latter, meaning to say we are using raster data more in spatial analysis. Suitability analysis. Different data layers are created which correlate to various highlight areas from high to low suitability. And various physical, cultural, or economic factors that would be important for site selection analysis. The results are often displayed on a map that is used to highlight areas from high to low suitability. So the data sets available can be downloaded using the following link. For exercise 8, let's go back to our LMS. You are to determine suitable areas for establishing a plantation of a high-valued endemic trees in Agusan del Norte. The three species site preference are as follows. Sumodo ni ang angayan nga lugar tamnan para sa kining endemic na species. First is the elevation should be greater than 400 meters above sea level. So dili daw siya mabuhi kung below 400. It thrives well on a slope facing eastward. Prefer slope ranging from 1.5 to 4.5 degrees. In terms of unsa siya kabakilid, so mo na siya 1.5 to 4.5 degrees. So by description, I think this is from rolling to undulating na terrain. Then grows in a healthy stand with NDVI of 0.5 and above. NDVI stands for the normalized difference vegetation index. So it is an index that measures the infrared radiation minus the red radiation of a particular area to determine how vegetated it is by sensing the chlorophyll or the infrared emitted from that particular areas. Then must be located in Cabadbaran City as the initial project site. So using the above criteria, you are to create suitability map using QGIS to determine areas to establish that plantation. So postscript PS. The suitability exercise is basic one, just to allow students to familiarize the use of raster calculator for analysis. So advanced suitability analysis involves using other processing tools and more complicated factors. And after you are done, you can submit your output in an image format in this link. Here it is. So again, after downloading your data, you have to extract the files so that you can load it in QGIS. Okay, let's start with the QGIS. So I'm opening here the QGIS. First is we have to load the raster data. Loading. On your data folder, you have here 3 raster images, raster files, Landsat 4, Landsat 8 band 4, Landsat 8 band 5, and this DEM or digital elevation model. So you can you can load all of these 3 raster files so that you can utilize it later. Hide muna natin ang Landsat images. So we have here the DEM file, zoom to layer. So this is an example of a DEM file. So each pixel represents a value corresponds to the elevation of a particular point. For example, if you click this one, this is identify tool. You click this pixel, it says that it has a value of 534. So that means that Kininga point is about 534 meters above sea level. Okay. First thing to do is we have to check the CRS or the coordinate reference system used. So this is WGS 84. Then check the other files. It's WGS 84 zone 51N. So dapat iparehas na to ang ato ang CRS. So we will change the CRS for this DEM file by reprojecting. So how are we going to reproject? In your raster menu, kay projections. Projections and then warp or reproject. Loading again. So in your warp or reproject, you have here the input file, which is our DEM or digital elevation model. Your output file will be saved as so mag-create ka diri og imong output folder ha. New output folder. Your output folder. Magbutang lang ko new because I have an output folder here. No? New outputs. Then you you name that file as DEM reprojected. Save. DEM reprojected. Source is 4326. Your target will be, dapat iparehas na to sa uban, it should be UTM zone 51N. Okay, then sampling method. Okay, leave everything as is. Load into canvas. Click OK. Hinay na dyan ang akong laptop. Processing. So processing completed, click OK, and you close this one. So pwede na to ni i-remove ang original DEM. Okay, and then on the DEM reprojected, select click style and then single band pseudo color. Then we have to load the min max or the minimum and the maximum values. Apply and okay. So this is now our reprojected DEM. Next thing is we have to load our shapefile or the vector file, which is the Agusan del Norte. Kini ako ni pang-delete ang uban. No? Delete. So we will open the Agusan del Norte shapefile. Open and here. Okay. Now we have the reprojected DEM and the Agusan del Norte shapefile. And going back to our LMS, it says on item number 5 that the area should be located in Cabadbaran City. So kay tao na to asa dapit diri ang Cabadbaran. Using identify tool, gamay raman siya, so pwede mag-identify lang ta and we are familiar with the map already. But if it's quite big, kung daghan na kayo siya og mga polygons, you can use this features by value. See to it then, nga imo siyang i-select diri and then select features by value. So daghan siya yung mga attributes. Ito naman, it is a name man siya. I am not familiar with diri and ako na to sa attribute table. So administrative boundary level 3, these are the names. Anyway, gamay raman siya, so pwede nimo i-click na lang. This is, I think this is Cabadbaran. This is Cabadbaran City. So kini nga polygon is Cabadbaran. This one is Santiago, Tubay, Tubay and City of Cabadbaran. So to save the City of Cabadbaran only, select mo ning this one. Select features. Click Cabadbaran and then similar with our previous exercises, you have to save the shapefile. Save as, and then browse for the directory, rename it as Cabadbaran. Cabadbaran. Okay, zone 51N. Then do not forget to click this one, save only the selected features. Okay, click OK, and there. So what remains will be the City of Cabadbaran shapefile. And kami siyang configure ang style. Let this be transparent and outline width is say 1. Apply. Okay. So you have here the Cabadbaran boundary. First thing is we have to set the elevation of greater than 400 meters above sea level. So kini siya, this is the elevation map. So paitaw na to asa ang 400. But before that, kailangan natin i-clip ang area, no? So that the computer will process only what is inside this polygon. So it will save you memory, time, and the processing of the computer. So i-clip na to ning boundaries. Using the processing toolbox, search for clip raster. Clip raster by polygon. And this is a Saga algorithm. Click raster with polygon. In the input, we select the reprojected and polygon will be kabadbaran. Para i-clip na to ang kabadbaran only. Then save the file. In your outputs folder, save it as DEM clip. Save. Okay, run. Processing. Not responding. Ay, hapit na nihang akong computer. Kailangan akong mag-delete ng files. Okay. Still processing. Apa naman? Okay. What happened? Let's check kung nakuha mo manigawas. VM projected kabadbaran. Let's check if save to siya. Ay, was invalid. Clip raster by polygon. Where is the correct clip? You can check log message. Kabadbaran, DM projected. Wala siya ni save. Let's try it, save it as temporary file. Okay. So na error sound directory. Kaya naghang-hang na, puno na. Okay. Something's wrong with my directory. So ni-save na siya as a temporary file. Okay. You copy this one, copy the style, and paste the style here. You can now hide this reprojected DM, or you can delete na siya, or remove, not delete. You can now remove that file. And then on the clip, load again the minimum and the maximum values. Load to 0 and 1,881. So model name, the lowest point in kabadbaran is 0. The highest point is 1,881. Click apply and okay. Then rename this one. This is DEM underscore clip. Okay. Next thing we have to do is we have to reclassify the values. Okay. Based on our parameters, elevation should be greater than 400 meters above sea level. So reclassify natin siya into some ranges by giving values on that particular range. Say 1 point if it is 0 to 200, 2 points for 200 to 400, and 3 points for 400 and above. So point system. So that's how suitability is done. In your processing toolbox, you can search for reclassify values. Classify values. So this one, reclassify values. Again, this is from Saga. Double click. And then your grid should be your DEM clip. The method, we will use simple table. Then on the simple table, sa baba, we have a lookup table. Then natay table rea. Here, the minimum value will be 0. Ato siya i-classify into 3 groups, no? 0 and say 199.99. This is given a value of 1 point vale. Then 200 to 399.99. This is 2 points. Then 400 to the maximum value. Pili maximum value dre. And makita. Say, lagay na natin. That is 1,800 kanina. You can put 2,000. Then put 3 points. Sabutan na, if the pixel in your DM has a value within this range, it will have a new value of 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Okay. And then for the operator, we will select this one, number 1. Minimum is less than or greater than, less than or equal to value. It's less than equal to the max. And then ito lang na siya save to temporary files, then ipang-save na to later. Okay, may problem sa ako ang directory. Run. Processing. Okay. So this is the reclassified read. Now, using identify tool, identify natin na siya. So white areas have a value of 3. So these are areas which have 400 above elevation. Kini has value of 2 and 1, and this one is 0. This is outside our boundary. So tanggalon na to na siya or make it transparent, and then change the symbology. Pseudo color, again, load the min max values. 0 of 3. Okay, 0, 3. Click apply and okay. So we now have the reclassified grid. Then rename this one as elevation R class. Click OK. Then on hide, let's bring it downstairs. So we are done with the elevation. The next is the slope aspect. No? When we say facing galing, the direction of the slope, it means the slope aspect. So going back with the DM again, on the raster, we have here the analysis tools and DM terrain models. For our input file, we will use again the DM clip, and then the output, we will select our output file. This is the aspect. Save. And then on the mode, we will select aspect. Mode options, return trigonometric angle instead of azimuth. Then return 0 for flat instead of 1999. So let's leave this by default. And I think okay. Click OK. Processing completed. Okay. And okay. Close. Pseudo color. Load the min max values again. So natay value 0 to 359. Click OK and OK. So this is our slope aspect map. Pasabot ano yung mga colors. If 0, these are slopes that are facing upward, going to the north. Then 180 below, they are going to the east portion. Kini mga kwan, they are facing the west portion. So reclassify nato ang values again to east and west nga portion. Okay. Eastern side naman yung i-prefer niya. Facing east. So here, going to reclassify values. Our grid is the aspect. Method is simple table. Then going back downstairs, dirita natay value 0 to 180.0. We will mark this as, we'll give this a 0.2. No, pasabot, this is the preferred, this is the preferred direction. Then from 180.09, so muna siya, more than 180 to 360, we'll give it a value of 1. So these are the west sides. And this one is, we are going to remove. So natay duha ka table. Click OK. Operator is the same one atong gamiton. And click Run. Classify grid. Let's check the symbology. Pseudo color. Load the min max values. So 0 and 2. So my point is 0, etc. 2 is the maximum value. Click OK. So remove this one, which is outside our boundary. On the transparency set is a 0. Apply and OK. So we now have these values. Map. Identify tool. The blue represents 2. So these are those aspects facing the east portion. And this one, white, with the value of 1, is facing the west portion. Okay, we rename this one aspect underscore our class. And hide, drag it downstairs. So natin duha. And we close this one. Next thing is the slope tignan niya. Slope range from 0.5 to 4.5 degrees. Reclassify values again. This time we will use the, no. Di pa tayo mag-start day. Sorry. Okay, we will compute for the slope of the DEM. On the raster, dito sa analysis, and then terrain models. Select for the DEM clip, then save the output file as slope. Save. Then the mode is slope. Slope expressed as percent. No, ang atong gipangita here is degrees. So di na to check. So leave as is. Scale ratio is as is yapon. Let's run. Processing completed. Okay, and close. So this is the slope map of the terrain. Okay. Let's reclassify. No. Ito siya ikuanday. Load the min-max values. Load min-max. 0 and 63. Ang pinaka-flat is 0. And ang pinaka-taas nga slope, pinaka-bakilid is 63.8 degrees. Okay, and then reclassify values. The slope. Then the method is simple table. Table. So man ito ni pagkuan. Here 1.5 to 4.5. From 0 to 1.5. So 1.49 will give a value of 1. Then 1.5 to 4.5 will give a value of, say, 3. And then in excess of 4.5, we will give a value of 2. 4.51 to 70 or 70, 63 man to. We'll make 2. We'll give a value of 2. So ang preference niya is within this range, 1.5 to 4.5. If more than 4.5, na siya 2, no, from steep slopes na siya, pwede itanong di ang mga indigenous, but not that suitable. For flat areas, it's a given low priority. Okay, usually flat areas are utilized for mga agricultural purposes, etc. So 1 ang iyang preference. Think this okay? Click okay, and then min max value, same 1 yapon, and run. Okay, done siya. Again, let's check the symbology. Load the min max values. So tayo 0, Andre, click apply. Okay. Oh. Transparency is 0. Apply and okay. So ito na siya. Check. This one is the value of 2. One, 2, 3. So gamay lang ang areas, no, that are suitable for na national value ng 4.5. Actually, 3 ang mga bakilid na yun ng mga kuan, ng mga areas. Okay. 2. Okay, sige, let's leave that one. Noon lang. And then rename. This is slope underscore reclass. Height. And this one. Then finally, the NDVI. Ito NDVI. NDVI is computed as NDVI is equal to near infrared minus the red over near infrared plus the red. Kahinay sa akong internet. Let's check some of the references. Like loading. So ang saning NDVI or normalized difference vegetation index. It is to quantify vegetation greenness and is useful for understanding vegetation density and assessing changes in plant health. So this is computed by we are using Landsat 8. So our band to be used is band 5 minus band 4 divided by band 5 plus band 4. Hide the slope and hide the DM. Gamit taon Landsat 8 and Landsat 4. Band 5 and band 4. So natay duha ka band diri band 5 and band 4 taken from Landsat image. So there are portions that are cloudy, but okay lang since this is only for demonstration purposes. Let's compute the NDVI. On the raster, we have here a raster calculator. Using that expression, start with the parentheses. So Landsat 5 minus the Landsat 4, the band 4 over parentheses again 5 plus 4. And this one, the expression is valid, so okay na siya, and save the result. NDVI. Okay. And hide this one. So we have here the NDVI. Symbology. Pseudo color, load the min max, apply, and apply. The spectral is a green. Where's the green? Greens. Okay, so this is our NDVI. So Kininga portions, the greener ones are fully vegetated compared to the white ones which are open or water bodies. This one are agricultural areas. Dili kayo green, and kini siya mga grasslands, so not really that green. White areas are cloudy skies. In actual mga research nga mga activities, you have to remove the clouds, no, by doing another process that is cloud masking. So that will remove the clouds and mosaic it with the other raster images that are clear, no, clear sky. So ano siya. But for this purpose, exercise lang. And for this exercise lang, so let's leave this cloud as is. Anyway, gamay raman ang siguro na cover sa clouds inira portion. Okay, next is we have to reclassify our NDVI. NDVI, reclassify. Again, the method is simple table, and on our lookup table, NDVI is 0.5 and above, 0.5 and above. So 0 to 0.499 will give 1 point. Then 0.5, 1 to the highest is 10.02. 903 will give it a value of 2. Then remove this row. Click OK. Operator is again 1. Run. So this is our reclassified read. Check, change the symbology again. Load min max 0 and 2, apply, and okay. So naninigawas din, no? Because the grid is covering the whole extent of the badbaran. So i-clip na po natin siya. Reclassified grid. So i-clip na to. Clip raster with polygon. This is the reclassified grid. Then the polygon is kabadbaran. Run. and paste the style para siya itsura. Okay, and then we can remove this one. Remove. Then NDVI is a hide. So we have here the clip. So let's rename this clip as NDVI reclass. R class. Using identify tool, zero, 1, 0. There are points that have zero values or outside the range. Sige lang. May value din yan, ba? 0.05. Dapat nung 5.1 madoy gamit dapat 5.0. So na-exclude siya sa tuang kuan. .499. So there were points nga na-exclude sa tuang groupings, no? Because they have a different value. R class 0, 0. Okay? Pangit siya. Ito lang ito na to. Remove kanina na iwan appeal. Again, reclass NDVI. Otro tanong kay naiwala na appeal ng mga kuan. On the minimum is negative 0.20. Maximum is 0.5 na to, no? 0.4999. Okay, 1. 0.5 to 0.9. 902. So 995. Lagay natin ng 2. Remove this one. Okay. Minimum, maximum values. Run. Processing. Okay. Wala. Mali. Nag-overlap siguro yung values. Again, ito na po. NDVI method is simple table. Then field is negative 0.2. Maximum is 0.5 again, 0.499 plus 1. 0.5 to 0.991. This is 2. And remove rows. Na ba nag-overlap? Wala man siguro may 0.9. Maximum 0.5. Okay. The operator table is 1. Let's try. Okay, once na mag-overlap, mag-error siya. Mas may overlap kanina, ha? Okay, nada. 1, 2, 1, okay. So, nasulod na siya. Pseudo color, load min-max, okay, 0, apply, and okay. Napagyapoy outside Ito may value ano niya. 0.023. Okay, gamay na lang. Dapat mas dako dito kay negative naman din, no? Wala siya na-cover sa atong kuan. Anyway, these are water bodies. Okay, since tako siya, then nato siyang i-clip again. Reclassify grid, then akabadbaran, run. Okay. So the color, load, min, max, load. Para maging siya kuan. Apply. Okay. And rename this one. And dvi underscore r class. Bring this downward. So natay apat ka parameters, no, based on our taas na. Based on our LMS elevation, the aspect, the slope range, and NDVI. So the final stage, what naman, is to add this one using raster calculator. First, mga R class na niya. Elevation plus aspect plus slope plus R class NDVI. 1, 2, 3, 4. Valid expression is valid. And we will rename it as suitability. So this is our suitability output. Suitability. Let's check kung okay ba ang iyang kuan. Valid. Okay. And this is our final suitability map. 9, 9, 9, 8, 7, 8. Pseudo color, load, min, max, load. So natay minimum value is 4 and the highest value is 10. So for our suitability, ato na siya i-group into 3 ka levels, no? Kay min, low, medium, and the maximum, low, medium, and high suitability. So 3 classes. So muna yung breakdown. And let's change the let us change the color. For low, lagyan natin ng red. For medium, butangan natin siya of yellow. And for high is green. So okay na siya. Click apply and click OK. So this is our suitability map. So colors that are this one, colors that are red are not suitable. Kini, these are suitable areas. Okay, but there are colors in between, no? In between 7 and 10. Na siya 8. So asa man siya? Asa man siya mabilong? Sa low, high, or medium? So in order to have this one, let's again reclassify our suitability map, the final reclassification. Suitability, where are you? This one. Then simple table. And on the table, The minimum value is 4. The maximum is 6.9. This is value of 1, meaning low suitability. 7 to 8.9. That's 2. And then 9 to 10. That's 3. Meaning high suitability. May diba? 4, 7, 9 to 10. So ano lang. So for low suitability, it has a range of 4 to 6.9. Medium is 7 to 8.9. And high is 9 to 10. Okay, and 1. Run. Let's see the result. No? What's the difference between the suitability and this final suitability na ito ang i-reclassify. So this is the anigawas grid. Okay, this is the final suitability map. So the color, load, min, max, load, and equal interval. Let's change the symbology to red. 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 Okay. Yellow. Okay, and the blue or green. Green, okay na green na siya. Apply. And okay. So see the difference. This is our final reclassification. So rename. Final suitability. This is the final suitability map. Colors of green are areas of high suitability. Then yellow is of medium suitability. And then red are low suitability. Okay, natay map. The next thing to do is, ang last na yun is to lay out your map. So kamo na ang mag-layout. How are you going to make a map? Kamo ang magbuhat. I will just add the map nga itong generate. Then you will design your own map based on this one. This is our final suitability map. Then mag-add ko og legend. Add legend. Legend. This auto update. Ay man tanggalon. Then ato nang ibutang ang kinahanglan. This one, suitability up to the last. Kinahanglan siya i-remove. Para mabilin is the suitability map. Beginning 0, i-remove. So mabilin is the final suitability. This one. Then configure the map. Kabadbaran boundary. Then 1, rename. This is low suitability. Tagal may suitability kaya balik na. Low, medium, and high. Okay. Katag-katag niya, kamo rin magbutang, kamo yung mag-plaster later. Final, suitability. Oh, ano final? Suitability lang. Suitability. Tangkong title. Layba. Kamu na mag-plaster asa dapit. Suitability for establishing a value endemic species in Kabadbaran. Ayan, Kabadbaran. Oops. On the phone. Say 24. Suitability ma for for establishing a high-valued endemic tree species. Remember na zero, natanggalan ang zero, hide, transparency, zero, apply, okay. Refresh. This is your map. So, more ni akong pana, iputang, kamo na ang mag-produce of katong coordinates, the frame, the location map or the NCEP map. Here natay Agusan del Norte map, ibutang kung asa siya dapit. Then the title, then this one, kamo na i-plaster. So, gamito ninyo ang inyong individual nga being an artist. So, kay mapping man is an art. So, sa una yung pag-project, pagbuhat o mapa, nga nindot tanawon, even more ni akong ibutang. And you can add other details. Okay? So, I think, bigyan na tataman. No? Medyo taas-taas siya. But you can use this later on if you are working with the DNR. Especially ka ng mga raster analysis na. Because, paano siya, important, no? Especially ka ng magkuan ka sa forest areas. So, kanilang siguro. I think that's all. So, if you have questions, PM me, but do not PM me kung 9 o'clock na or late in the evening kay di ko mo reply kay mabunalan ko og kuan, porokan. Okay, thank you, and I think that's all. We only have duha na lang, duha ka activities left. Activity 9 and 10, which will be submitted the next month. So, gamay na lang yun, and kaya na ninyo. So, thank you, and God bless sa inyong tanan. Stop recording.